Joe Biden had state secrets in his garage in Delaware, okay? Hillary Clinton had her own private email server. There was no FBI raid on their homes. Then you have lawfare against Donald Trump. You had like lawsuit after lawsuit. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to put him in jail. And so Donald Trump recognized that the strategy of trying to work with the deep state, the strategy of trying to confront these guys head on, that's not going to work. So in the second term, he's changed his tact, okay? His strategy is now, I'm going to give these guys all that they want. I'm going to do exactly what they tell me to do. And so what the strategy here is actually interesting. Because in China, there's a strategy that managers use to destroy people who threaten them. And it's called peng sha in Chinese. But the idea of this is you flatter someone to death, right? So in the Greek world, the worst thing is the idea of hubris. So the gods, who the gods want to destroy, they first make proud, right? And what that means is you put your enemies on a pedestal. You give them whatever they want. You shine a spotlight on them. And then, first of all, whatever happens is going to blow up in their face, but also they get all the blame for it. Whereas before, in the first term, it was Donald Trump that got all the blame for everything that happened, right? So I will give an example. Everyone thinks that Jared Kushner is the puppet master, right? He's the one who is manipulating things behind the scenes. He's the one who's actually controlling Middle East policy in America. And the evidence is he goes to Ukraine and negotiates with Putin on a peace deal. He goes to Gaza to negotiate the peace deal there. He creates the port of peace. And he goes to Iran to negotiate a peace deal. Why is this guy, who's not even a government employee, involved in the most high-stakes political negotiations for America? Him and his buddy Steve Witkoff, right? And so everyone just says, well, Jared Kushner is the one who's controlling Donald Trump. But let me ask you this question. If you were the true puppet master, would you put yourself on stage? Would you have that spotlight shone on you so that if something goes wrong, everyone blames you? Everyone now thinks if this war in Iran goes sideways, it's Jared Kushner's fault. If this war in Ukraine explodes, it's Jared Kushner's fault. If things don't work out in Israel, it's Jared Kushner's fault. It was never Donald Trump, it was Jared Kushner. And so that's what Donald Trump is doing this term. He is letting his enemies get on stage and make complete jackasses of themselves, right? So, but you're like, wait, Jared Kushner is Trump's son-in-law. They're not enemies. Yes, they are. If you know Donald Trump's personality, he values one thing and one thing only, loyalty. Jared Kushner is not loyal to Donald Trump. And we know because after January 6th, when everyone was distancing himself or herself from Donald Trump, Jared Kushner and Ivanka disappeared. Okay? Just go back to that time when Trump's cabinet was quitting on him, when the Republicans were calling for his impeachment.